Good afternoon. Welcome to JoyNews today. We're coming to you live from our studios in Kokomlemle. We're on DTT because we're free to air on DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 125. We are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. Coming up this afternoon, double trouble for residents living in and around Sogakope as Ghana Grid Company cuts power amid flooding in the area. More as the National Disaster Management Organization says it has begun distributing relief items to affected residents. We'll take you live to that community for updates on the situation. Also this afternoon, the Office of the Special Prosecutor files application at the Supreme Court demanding that Justice Twum be removed from further presiding over the case against Cecilia Dapaah, claiming his past unfair and prejudicial comments. And later this afternoon, we'll take a look at how eye care influences work and productivity as we commemorate World Sight Day today. We have details plus a live broadcast of the National Science Maths Quiz. You don't want to miss the action as it unfolds. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. We're also live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X via JoyNews on TV. My personal handle is @Nana Aisha. Please stay. Lawyers for embattled former Sanitation Minister Cecilia Dapaah have expressed disappointment at what they call unethical behavior which the OSP is exhibiting in the case of the former minister. It follows a petition to the Chief Justice filed by the OSP for the judge, Justice Twum, to recuse himself from the cases he is handling. Lawyer for Madam Cecilia Dapaah, Victoria Barr, did not mince words and called out the OSP for not giving any prior complaints of the judge's comments or behavior that warrants him recusing himself. Richard Kwejenyako is in court. He joins us with details. Richard, give us details of why the OSP has petitioned the Chief Justice.
So, Aisha, the OSP grounds his petition on what he says are well-founded beliefs that Justice Twum, the High Court judge, appears to be highly prejudicial against not only the Office of the Special Prosecutor, but his person, as well as personally, he feels that if the judge continues to sit on the case, he will not get justice. The OSP in the petition says he doesn't reasonably expect to be party to proceedings before the said judge. He verily believes that the judge may not give him and his office the required justice that he needs. And so that is contained in the petition sent to the Chief Justice.
So what's been the reaction of the lawyers for Madam Cecilia Dapaah, Pejo?
I tell you that it was a brutal reaction. Lawyer for Madam Cecilia Dapaah, Victoria Barr, says it was disappointing that the OSP, having regard to the adverse effects that the application has on Madam Cecilia Dapaah, her cash under seizure and her bank account frozen, the OSP did not even deem it fit to give notice of the petition. So she says they see the petition and without prejudice to the merits of the petition before the CJ as a deliberate ploy to frustrate the hearing and desperate attempt to avoid the OSP's own ill-fated application. So on the criminal matter, Victoria Barr said they were improperly served, and when Madam Cecilia Dapaah and her husband showed up in court to deal with the issues in the charge sheet, the OSP did not have the courtesy to show up in person to inform the court and those he had inconvenienced in the petition. He further noted that he was not aware of any law or procedure that dispenses with the absence of a lawyer or prosecutor just because they have petitioned the Chief Justice in respect of a matter he had due notice or having initiated. So she described the act of the OSP as highly unethical. So this case has been adjourned to the 18th of October, where it is expected that the Chief Justice will have made a determination in the petition brought before her. Madam Dapaah was in court with her husband. She was spotted in some beautiful black and white straight dress with a black headgear to match. She sat beside her bespectacled husband who held a walking stick. She doesn't look like someone who is troubled and would occasionally take her phone and browse through it. So we are back in court on the 18th of October. Aisha.
Court correspondent Kwejenyako with that update away from the court. There's double trouble for residents of Sogakope and adjoining communities as the Ghana Grid Company has cut power amid flooding situations in the area. An ongoing spillage of the Akonsombo and Kpon dams have led to severe flooding in several communities along the Volta River. Gridco announced in a statement on Wednesday that it has shut down its substation in Sogakope due to flooding at the station and for the safety of residents. We have our reporters deployed to various parts of the region. Carlos Coloni will be joining us shortly with more on this. But now, right now, listen to the some community members speaking to JoyNews.
The information from VRA indicates that this situation might persist for about a week or two. The inflows are heavy now, and they think that in about a week or two, they will have reduced the spillage. Because the situation is still unfolding, our team, that is our district staff, are still going on with the assessment. But as we speak, we have relief items in those districts now. At least 7 those people who have been moved to safe haven.
Deputy Director General of NADMO, Cecilia Dapaah, says the organization has started distributing relief items to the area. Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for South Tongue, Kwamna Mensah is calling on government to release the MP's Common Fund to help provide some relief items to the affected residents.
The districts NADMO did not have anything. The assembly itself is cash-strapped, and this is when I think I have to call on the central government to release the common fund to enable some of these interventions to be carried out. And so it's a problem that we think needs all to just come put hands on the floor and see how they can also assist in one way or the other, especially the vulnerable.
We can hear from our reporters who are in the area shortly, but on your screens are visuals of how the place is looking at this point. Of course, you can see how devastating this is in the North Tongue, South Tongue areas, including the Anglot districts. This is how the place is looking like because there's been a spillage of the Akonsombo Dam. And residents say there's also power outage, which the ECG has been explaining why. So this is actually double jeopardy for the residents here. And of course, you can see how the visuals are on the screen. We'll be getting our reporters, Carlos Coloni, who will be joining us shortly. All right, so Carlos has joined us. He'll be telling us more. Carlos, tell us about the communities you visited and what you found.
Okay, so we've been to a number of communities in the Estrojaman area, and in fact, the flood situation there, a lot of homes have been affected and people moving out, in and out and all that. But currently, we are at the VRA at the Akosombo Dam itself, where the Deputy Minister of Energy, Herbert Krampa, is leading a government delegation to meet with management of VRA to look at how they can mitigate the impact of this flood situation on, Ghanaians downstream. And earlier, I have been speaking with the Deputy CEO in charge of operations here at the VRA, and he has been telling me that the spillage will come to an end, hopefully, by next week, Tuesday, considering the volumes that are coming. If they're able to do that, be able to control it, then hopefully by next week, we should see the spillage reducing or going down entirely. And so the Ministry of Energy and VRA are going to have a joint press conference any moment from now to address the press, and we'll be updating viewers on the way forward on the spillage so far.
How are residents coping?
Well, residents, because of the accommodation situation, most of them in the mud houses, they would have to move to other places, and a lot of inconvenience for them. And so I spoke with one woman who actually had nothing. No mattress to sleep on. She sleeps on a normal mat, and all those things are gone, and she's moving into another community. And she really expressed concern over the situation and hoping that NADMO will come their way with some relief items, especially with mattresses and basic things that they can depend on while they move into other communities here. So that's the situation on the ground.
Carlos Coloni is joining us from some of the towns around the North Tongue area. Ivy Setoji is also joining us from Central Tongue District. Ivy, where have you been so far, and what are the people telling you?
I have been to Bakpa Avadi, where in the Central Tongue District, where the whole community is flooded. I saw residents trying to get their properties out to a higher ground. The Mankralo and some residents were trying to help get them out of the area. In that community, right now, they can only use canoe to cross. So we actually use the canoe to the community to get the shore and to interview the residents. Now, what they are saying is the people along the lower Volta, they should have been settled, resettled before the spillage of the dam, and that was not the case. And so the disaster, and the government should have done that, and because they have every facility to do that. Now, they are asking government to get them some relief items, especially for the elderly and the students to use for the meantime. It is devastating when we go to the community. You see elderly people trying to cross the river, trying to get their properties out. Currently, I am in the Southern District. That's the Ghana Grid Company Limited, their power station, which is also flooded. And it may interest you to know that some areas after the hospital, some parts are also flooded. The Komboni school is also flooded. It's also affected. Some students have been asked to go home because of the flood. So currently, that's the situation we are in. I can see some authorities here, some officials here trying to see what they can do at the power station. So that's the situation we are in currently, Aisha.
And so how are the residents managing the situation?
Well, some of them are relocating to their families and friends at the other side. In Central Tongue, they are going to the main Bakpa town, which is not affected anyway. In South Tongue, too, they are also going to some residents, their families and friends. In respect to the situation is the same. It's getting worse by the day. In Mefe, it's getting worse. Bakpa, the situation is getting worse. So residents are moving to family and friends. So if you don't have any family in town, if you don't have friends, that means you are left alone. You will be stranded. So that's what is happening currently.
Sotoji from the Central Tongue District. So definitely we are monitoring the situation. We'll bring you updates in our subsequent bulletins. We take a break on JoyNews today. We'll be back with more. Welcome back to JoyNews today. We're going back to the Tongue area where there's been constant flooding because of the spillage of the Konsombo Dam. Right now, Energy Minister and the VRA are about to address the press. My colleague Carlos Coloni is there for us. He joins us live. Carlos, what can you tell us from this press briefing?
Chief Executive in charge of engineering and operations. Please, let's have the microphone over to him there, because if he moves, it means all the media will have to move their microphones and cameras. So let's take that from him over there. And he'll make a statement. Right after that, we'll take a PowerPoint presentation. We will be happy to move out for the questions and also to get the size of the Chief Executive and the Honorable Minister. Thank you all very much. DC here alone, we're all ears. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Pastor. All right, okay, fine. All right. Honorable Authority, on September 15th, 2023, non-controlled spillage water of owing to high input loads into the reservoirs. resulting in the water level exceeding its upper level. The spillage is to prevent the water from overtopping and compromising the integrity. This is not the first time the BR is spilling water from Nakosimo Dam. Spillage of water from the dam was done in 1966, 1967, 1968, 1970, 1971, 1972, 1974, 1991, and more recently, 2010. These were all done to prevent the water from overtopping the dam. In line with our emergency preparedness plan and standard operating procedures, prior to the commencement of the spill operation, formal letters were sent to all the stakeholders, both at the national and district levels, including all communities and people living along the downstream of the dam, to inform them of the spillage. The spillage began at a low rate for about 1.5 weeks, with no impact on the downstream communities. However, the inflow into the reservoir continues to increase at a higher rate. And therefore, there was the need to increase the spill rate in order to slow down the rate at which the reservoir elevation was rising. This has resulted in the flooding of some communities downstream the dams. Before the spill rate was increased, the Water River Authority, in collaboration with the National Disaster Management Organization, evacuated some of the residents in the affected communities to higher grounds, which we designate as well the safe haven of these communities. And essential relief items were provided for the affected communities on October 11, 2023. The VRA will continue to monitor the inflow into the Akosombo Reservoir and make a decision to close the spill gate to stop the spillage when the situation suggests so. The VRA therefore wishes to caution all residents along the Water River and downstream of the Akosombo Dam and Pong Dam to continue to take the necessary precautionary measures to prevent loss of lives. The VRA will continue to monitor the situation, work with our key stakeholders, and provide regular updates to ensure prompt response to any emergency that may arise. We deeply regret any inconveniences caused by this exercise. Thank you.
Colleagues from the media, we are doing this to help you appreciate what is going on here. We are faced with two evils. The one evil of inundation or flooding downstream, and the much bigger evil if we don't do anything of compromising the integrity of the dam, which that is not something one wants to contemplate or anyone wants to consider. All of us we need to talk. And so that's why we are here. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to take a PowerPoint presentation that gives some insights, with regards to data and analysis, so that as friends from the media, we can also appreciate the reasons behind what we're doing. Let's invite our colleague Wahab from the Engineering Services Department. Thank you.
The VRA and the Energy Ministry addressing the press and also assuring them of what they intend to do to resolve the situation. Away from that, World Sight Day is marked on the second Thursday of October every year. The theme for this year is Love Your Eyes at Work, with a primary focus on raising awareness about safeguarding vision in the workplace and urging employers and leaders in the working world to prioritize the eye health of the employees. If you are in the corporate sector or even run a personal business which requires you to constantly read documents, how much attention are you paying to your sight to maintain a good and healthy eye? We've been speaking with Dr. Augustine Derry, who is an optometrist with Third Eye Care and Vision Center. He spoke with Benis Abobedo on News Desk.
One, the eyes work with light. The kind of light that enters your eye, the kind of light that the ambient lighting around. So you have to have good lighting around. You have to have good lighting from the laptop or the PC or any visual display unit that you are using, or it may hurt your eyes. And apart from that, even the angle, say the laptop, that's an okay angle.
What I have here is good?
Yes.
Okay.
That's an
What
okay.
about this?
No, that you may be bending a little.
Okay, what about this?
And that's
too much.
Yes,
So
that's
this
too
is
much.
just
This is
appropriate.
just appropriate.
Right.
Just appropriate, because it should be like this or up to 45 degrees. From these screens, we have a lot of what we call the blue light.
Yes.
That comes out. Blue light from studies, they show that they can make you uncomfortable. They actually affect your productivity at work. Imagine you're a banker. Blue light is high energy light, and it gets into the eye, can give you eye fatigue quickly. You are typing in 80 what, and you're a banker and you get tired. You just type in a lot of different things. So whilst employers may think that it's not too important, it may cost you quite.
So in that scenario, how do I protect my eyes
from
the blue light? And also if I'm in an office space that doesn't have, good lighting, and maybe my employers are not willing to, or they don't even have the knowledge to say that, oh, the lighting is not too good for our eyes. How do I take the personal initiative?
Before that, if your employer is around, you should call him to come and listen to us. He needs to have good lighting for you. He can't be paying you and giving you a problem in the end. That's not fair. Right. So if you have the screens, one of the things you can do is you can get blue light protective glasses just to help you feel better when you are using the laptop. And something as little as even the environment, like the AC, can affect your eyes and your productivity. Yes. If the place, I like that look. If the place, say, it's very cold, chilled, you realize that your eyes start to burn. They start to dry out. Dry eyes, fatigue. They also cause loss of productivity in the office.
Medical personnel of the psychiatry department at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital have been appreciated with some relief items in recognition of their outstanding work in caring for individuals with mental health challenges. The items were presented to them by the Zen Riders Cycling Club. More in this report.
October 10 marks World Mental Health Day, a day dedicated to raising awareness and fostering mental health advocacy and education. To recognize the tireless efforts of caregivers of individuals facing mental health challenges, the Zen Riders Cycling Club has donated relief items to the psychiatric department of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Founder of the group, Michael Amankwa, told JoyNews the support is necessary for the medical personnel to know they are appreciated.
And as we all know, today is World Mental Health Day, and we wanted to show appreciation for the health workers that operate in this field. So we came here to spend some time with them and then also let them know how much they mean to us and how much we appreciate what they do and our intent of working with them to demystify mental health and allied challenges that come with this field. All the items, I think the most, one was they got personalized mugs with very beautifully written, warm messages that anytime they read it, it's going to uplift their spirit and their emotions. Because of the things they do, it's important that they feel very special. They are calm, they are warm, so that when their clients come with all the challenges and the things that go with mental health, they are always composed in the right frame of mind to take care of their clients. So we got them some water, we got them some drinks, we got them also massage vouchers so they can actually go and pamper themselves.
He also indicated that the group will be embarking on a cycling challenge from the 1st to the 11th of November to raise awareness about mental health.
Zen Riders, November 1st to November 11th, we're actually going to ride bicycle from Accra to Tamale and back in awareness for mental health. You know where Tamale is? Yeah. Yes, it's in Australia. It's in Australia. So we're actually going to ride from Accra to Tamale and back in 10 days to create awareness for mental health. And the way we are going to do it is this: we are going to educate, we are going to entertain, and we are going to inspire. This is a very innovative way of getting the message across to people.
Neuropsychiatrist Dr. Fela Fiagbe indicated that the group's gesture was a testament in appreciation of their work, even in the face of the stigma they encounter.
I think that your gesture today is a testament to the fact that everything we are doing is being seen by all and is being recognized. We in mental health are highly stigmatized as our clients, so we hardly get We've had all these labels all these years, and sometimes it has a telling impact on us, and we are so grateful that you take these opportunities to remind us that whatever we do is never gone under the carpet, it's seen by all. And we want to say a very, very big thank you to you. Our doors are always open. You know, we also have some corporate engagements, and we are very happy to partner with you in order to move the frontiers of mental health to where it's supposed to be.
The theme for this year's Mental Health Awareness Day is ensuring mental health as a fundamental human right. Esther Nkrumah's report for JoyNews.
Executive Secretary of the Child-Centered Non-Governmental Organization Life Again, Saudatu Mohammed, has called for the inclusion of sexual education in the curriculum of schools in the country. According to her, the lack of sex education at schools, especially at the basic level, is a contributory factor to the increasing cases of teenage pregnancies among girls. Saudatu Mohammed made the call at the celebration of the International Day of the Girl Child in the Upper West Region. JoyNews' Upper West Regional correspondent Rafiq Salam reports.
The International Day of the Girl Child is being celebrated every year to address the challenges girls face and to promote girls' empowerment and the fulfillment of their human rights. Two girl-centered non-governmental organizations, Life Again and the Community Development Alliance, CDA, join hands with the Upper West Region's Office of the Department of Children to celebrate the day in the region. 70 girls, comprising of 50 school-going girls and 20 girls who are out of school, took part in the event where they laid bare the challenges they go through with a view to finding solutions to them. Some successful and influential women in the region were also given the opportunity to tell them their experience and leadership journeys with a view to mentoring them.
And I want to use this opportunity to tell those who are following boys, my sisters, my daughters, stop. It has made some of your colleagues to be in the house. A lot of them, even when the opportunity is given, re-entry policy, it's not everybody that can handle it. It's not easy. Feeding a child while going to school. You were alone, you couldn't make it. Now they've added you something. The opportunity is there. But because of the stress, don't think that because there is an opportunity for you when you are pregnant or when you give birth, you can still come back to school. But there are a lot of challenges in it.
One major challenge which girls in the region face is the issue of parental neglect, which in many occasions resulted in some of the girls being pregnant and others married off. Statistics from the Ghana Health Service reveals that the country every year records 110,000 teenage pregnancies. 4,000 of them were found in the Upper West region. Executive Director of Life Again, Saudatu Mohammed, blamed the issue on the lack of sex education in schools in the country, which she want the status quo to change.
We know as a country we don't have sex education in our schools, and also at home parents don't talk to their children about sex. Even when girls see their menses, mothers don't talk to them to explain to them what it means. And I believe fathers don't even engage boys when they have their first wet dreams to explain to them what it means. So there is so much gap. There's a gap when it comes to sex education, and we believe that this is one of the key causes of teenage pregnancy in Ghana and also in this region.
Programs Coordinator of Community Development Alliance, Dokogre Mexi, on their part, however, wants parents to live up to their parental responsibilities.
People in the region here, I can say confidently that over the years that we have been working with these girls, we have been working with parents, they hide behind poverty and neglect these girls on their own, because people give birth to children and leave them to their fate. Whatever happened to them, parents don't care. So these are real challenges that these girls face within the community that we think parents need to come together. You've given birth to a child, you need to be responsible for these children so that they grow up to become responsible people in the community and the society at large.
I have learned. My name is Akuzoba Nama Elizabeth.
My name is Mohammed Bahietu, a student of one municipal model JHS. I am here to celebrate International Girls' Day, and I have learned a lot. And one thing that I have learned is that I should take my studies seriously and listen to advice from my parents.
My name is Akuzoba Nama Elizabeth. I'm a student of World School for the Blind. We have learned that as a girl, what men can do, you can also do. So we shouldn't allow ourselves for men to deceive us and one day get us pregnant, which may drop us from school, and we can't continue our education.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam. Wow.